Hello Libra, and welcome to your April 2022 reading. Let's go ahead and just dive right in and see what we have. We have Liberated as the first card. So I feel like you've been going through something recently and it feels like it has been a bit of a struggle. And somewhere along the line, for some of you, this might even happen before you enter the month of April, but you'll get the frequency and the vibrations of it well into April as a result of it. And for others of you, this might be more towards the beginning of April, but there's definitely been this kind of breakthrough that you're going to experience, and it just is going to make you feel so much lighter and freer as a result of it. And that is all I'm getting from that card. There might be some more within this message that resonates with that, or that might be sufficient, but we just have to see where it takes us. Collaborative dreaming is what I have coming up next. This feels very much like this is work related. For some of you, it might have to do with a promotion or something that is happening within your actual job, and you need to work with somebody, and you have considered this, and this is just letting you know that you can continue to give it some thought and kind of run with it mentally, visualize it, see if it's something that you feel like can work for you, see if it's something that can take you in the direction that you have been desiring. And at the very least, the process is going to teach you something that you'll be able to use sometime in the future. For others of you, I feel like some of you may be content creators of some sort, and so this is actually going to resonate with kind of connecting with other people in your field or in your interest as far as the contents that you create. And there's a collaboration that you've been contemplated, or you have actually already been requested, and so they're letting you know, just give it the thought, work with, intuitive, imagine the direction it can go to see if it is something that you feel like you could follow through from beginning to end. Get a feel for the energy of the process, not just the end result, but the energy of the process, to see if it resonates with you, not just from an idea perspective, not just from the end result perspective, but also follow through. And then there's a select few of you that this is in direct relationship with deity or higher beings or spiritual beings that you have been contemplating working with, and the same sort of concept applies. Just kind of imagine not just the beginning. For you, it's really focusing on the process. And is this something that you feel like you can remain committed to? Just imagine what the commitment may look like. You may even have conversations with this spiritual being that you've been considering working with to see just outright what it is that might be required for this commitment, if there is even going to be a commitment, and kind of go from there. But there is, if it hasn't happened already, there is going to be a potential collaboration in your future in the month of April. It feels close to maybe the second week of April, but it doesn't have to be just that. For some of you, it might be a little bit before. I don't know so much if it's going to be after, however. It feels like it's very much early on in the month of April, potential for collaboration, and you're just being given the advice of give it some good, hearty, heart chakra, heart center contemplation about the not just the beginning or the end, but the process, and see if it is something that you definitely truly want to remain committed to. We're following this with the Eight of Wands, and I'm getting overall sense it doesn't matter what your decision is regarding the collaboration, that lightness that you feel from being liberated and feeling free is going to continue throughout the month of April. But also you're going to just, there's a movement that's occurring. Some of that, the process that may have felt stagnant or slowed down, or you might have been facing things not kind of moving in the direction that you wanted it to go, or wasn't moving quick enough. Whatever the case may be, there's generally a sense of movement that is going to occur in the month of April. This feels a little bit closer towards the end of the second week, moving into the third week of April for you. But definitely getting a sense of movement that is going to occur no matter what, regardless of whatever else is going on. You're going to become aware of the movement you've been waiting for and wishing for and hoping for is actually going to take place. And it's I feel like there's going to be a sense of relief because you've been waiting for it for so long. But again, it's a regardless thing. Regardless of this other element, the movement's going to happen. Three of Wands is really letting me know that you are being told to not force it, not to push it, to just be patient and allow it to unfold as time allows it to. Allow it to happen organically. So wait for the perfect timing and wait for it to present the time for action. When movement is occurring, don't feel the need to pick it up and run with it. Wait for guidance as to what direction you're supposed to go, how slow you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to take it, when you're supposed to pause. Essentially, don't just pick it up and run with it. You do want to stick with the organic unfolding of time, and don't get too ahead of yourself when you get excited because things are finally moving. Allow yourself to take time and allow it to unfold in time. We have the Princess of Wands, and right off the bat, I have to say that all three of these cards were wands. So there's a lot of action that is happening just in general. So the message, there's a lot of action happening. Yeah, like it. I just have to repeat that. There's just a lot of action happening in general between the liberation that you experienced and the freedom that came with that, potential collaboration that is on the horizon, the movement that you've been waiting for, and knowing it, having the wisdom and insight of when to move with it and when to allow it to move on its own and just be an observer. And then, of course, now we have the Princess of Wands, and this is just, I feel like this is, for one thing, it's coming through as someone who's coming into their own. So you're kind of coming into your own connection with understanding the movement of things and the action of things. But at some time, there's also another message of how this is going to go eventually towards the end of the month from something that you're participating or observing to something that you will eventually be in control of. And I feel like that's going to make more sense to you as the recipient than it does to me trying to figure out how this is all pieced together. But essentially, the Princess of Wands is really coming through that you're going to eventually be the one who's in control of this action, and you're going to be the one who's going to be digging down the roots with it, and then you're going to be the one who's carrying it to the next level, to the next step. But the first part of the month, you're not meant to participate full on. You're not meant to be the one who's taking control of it. You're meant to observe and then to participate as you are required, as applicable, as it unfolds, as you are divinely guided to do so, until the powers that be finally hands the staff for you to tell you that you are the one who's now in full control. So hopefully that all makes sense. Like I said, I get an overall sense that this probably makes more sense to you, the recipients, than it does to me trying to piece together the little bits of messages that I'm getting. But take what resonates and leave the rest. Finally, we are ending with a Solitude card, and I feel like there's a lot that's going on with this as far as how this month is going to unfold for you, as far as that the real nice high, as far as that liberation is concerned, the weightlessness, the freedom that resonates with that liberation that I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, the potential collaboration and the possibilities and opportunities that may have for you, whatever this movement that is these three cards are focusing on. There's a lot going on, and it doesn't matter how much they are or are not connected. It's just a lot. So the Solitude card is coming in to let you know you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to rest, take care of yourself. Make sure you step away from all of this, the movement, the spirituality, the collaboration, the working with people, the working with deity. Make sure you're taking the time to actually step aside and kind of do a check-in every once in a while with just yourself. This might actually mean making sure that you are doing things out in nature. I really take in the fact that this particular image, the person is actually in nature. They're not solitude as far as like an altar space or or just kind of separated from a group. They're actually out in nature, and I feel like that message is coming in through with this card pretty strongly, that one of the ways that you could probably recharge, reconnect, and kind of take care of yourself is if you actually take the time to be in nature. Doesn't have to be for long periods of time. It's not really saying that you need to go out and go camping if that's not your thing. Totally understandable, but make sure you do take the time to maybe take a walk outside, maybe take the time and sit at a window. If you live in a place where birds are, maybe take the time to just sit at a window and watch birds. If you have a park nearby, or nature, or whatever the case may be, take a walk, just take a moment to be in nature. However that can apply to you, this is something that you do need to do for connecting and recharging throughout the month, just to kind of keep you balanced with everything else that is going to be happening throughout the month of April. All right, Libra, that is all I have for you for the month of April. I hope this reading has provided you with clarity and so much more than you were hoping for. Hopefully April ends up being a great month for you, and hopefully I will see you in a future video.